Charlton Personal Training provides bespoke fitness training and sports massage solutions in the South Manchester area. And we are bringing to you a tutorial series on training methods to develop muscle and size. This particular tutorial is on the specifics of using variation within your muscle building program. But before we delve into those specifics on variation, it would be prudent to reflect back on the take-home point from the previous tutorial. In the previous tutorial, we identified a muscle building sweet spot, which reflected a compromise between the various mechanisms underpinning muscle growth. So if we perform 6 to 12 repetitions per set, as long as those sets are taken to failure, then we will be working within that muscle building sweet spot. In essence, that means if you're capable of performing 13 or more repetitions in a given set, then the weight is too light for you. Also, if you're unable to perform as many as 6 repetitions in any given set, then the weight is too heavy for you. Additionally, in order to adhere to the protocol required for this muscle building sweet spot, we need to be performing the eccentric portion of an exercise slowly. So that means the lowering portion of an exercise should be performed much more slowly than the lifting portion of the exercise. And if we adhere to all of those different points, then we are working within that muscle building sweet spot. And that's where the large focus of our efforts should be. But we should not spend all of our time there, because we do need variation within our program in order to be continually stimulated. So sometimes we're going to have to go heavier, and sometimes we are going to have to go lighter. And don't be afraid of taking the weights much lighter than what you would normally do by adhering to that muscle building sweet spot, because there is a large body of research in the literature now that is showing that light weights, as long as they are taken to failure, they will stimulate muscle growth. And this is probably because we have different types of muscle fiber. You may well have heard of fast twitch fibers and slow twitch fibers. Technically, we should probably refer to these as type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers. So a type 1 muscle fiber is maximally stimulated with long duration sets, whereas a type 2 muscle fiber will be maximally stimulated with short, heavy sets. And these differences explain why we will respond well to various different types of training stimulus that are either heavier or lighter than what we commonly regard as being optimal for hypertrophy. Another way of looking at this variation within your program is that the lighter work and the heavier work are providing preparation for the work that you're going to perform in the sweet spot. So the heavy work is going to make the 6 to 12 rep range feel quite light and easy, and the lighter but longer work is going to provide the endurance that's needed at the end of a hard set, and that's going to prove beneficial for cranking out those extra 1 or 2 reps. That's going to give you those extra gains.